All right, well, guys, thank you so much for being with us. Cassandra Freeman, Coco Jones. We're talking about the new show, Bel-Air. It's on Peacock TV right now. Guys, I'm a huge fan of the original, and a little fun fact for you. I was in the crowd for season 6, episode 1 of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, burning down the house. So I'm an OG original fan, and I'm very excited about this show. What I've seen so far, it's great. Tell me about this show.
Oh my gosh. Bel-Air, it's what you know and love about the Fresh Prince, but we really just dive deeper into these characters and their lives and their issues in a more grounded and sometimes like intimidating type of way, because sometimes the truth is really scary. But I love how we have taken these stories and we make them relatable for all the different ages that are going to be watching. There are some twists and turns that you would never expect. So if you're watching our show, which we hope you do, you should come with an open mind.
And there's a lot of similarities and differences to the original. I mean, it's much more dramatic. The original was more of a comedy. Tell us, the people, what they're going to see as far as that goes, similarities and differences.
Yeah, I mean, I think Coco said it all, but I think if I had to add to it, it's like, whoever you think these characters are, imagine that you only know the surface of these people, and now you get to get into the depth of them. If the TV show is the cocktail party, this is like reading everybody's diary, okay? And so I think you actually bring much more humanity to all of these characters and understand like where they're from, where they're going, what were their ambitions, what were their losses. So instead of a storyline being summed up in a comedy moment and a funny joke, instead you just go deeper down the rabbit's hole.
But it's similar
Definitely.
in the way that love that both families really cultivated and portrayed is something that remains the same. I think with Bel-Air and how much we actually love each other, even in the midst of our struggles, that's something that we hope to continue to pay homage to the Fresh Prince with, is that love and that Black excellence that, honestly, we're so grateful that we get to put that into our lives and hopefully make another classic.
And Coco, I love the modern twist on Hillary Banks that you brought to the show. I remember back in the day, she was I think she was a weather person, and kind of had the same personality as the character that you have in this new show, but it's more of like social media. It obviously is much more relatable to people today. When you came up with this character, did you watch a lot of the old show to act like the original Hillary Banks, or how did you come up with this persona for this character?
Well, honestly, our director, Morgan Cooper, really brought out in me the Hillary that you guys are seeing in Bel-Air. When I first auditioned, as you're doing so many auditions as an actor, you try not to like fall too in love with the project just because you don't want, the push and pull of that every time you have an audition. So I was more strategic. I was like, here's what I think y'all want, so I'm going to do it like this. And I did pay a lot of homage to Karen and her version, the OG Hillary. But really, when I got to sit down and talk to Morgan about his vision for the show and his vision of how he wants Hillary to be received by the audience, I started to bring a lot more of myself to my version of Hillary, because she is the everyday girl. She just has a different area code, but she's constantly trying to prove herself, and she looks great doing it, if I do say so myself.
She is a fashionista, honey, yes.
And Cassandra, for you, I mean, looking back at the original show, there was 2 actors that played the part, Daphne Reed, Janet Hubert. Did you look at one of their portrayals of the character when you were creating your character, or did you just come up with something totally different? How did you work with that situation?
Well, I'm an actress and I come from the theater. Like I said, I've worked at the Guthrie Theater in Minnesota. So my roots have always been about, lots of actors play a certain role, and you can't help but take the best of what people have done and then look at like, what did you feel like was missing or what you feel like could be added? And so those women played the queen of aunties with so much warmth and compassion. I think they are the heart of the show, the consciousness of the show, actually. And so what I wanted to do was really just ground it in this sensibility of a woman who's not trying to put on airs as if she just was born with this money. Sometimes people get money, they talk like they're from England. And I wanted her to feel like she was grounded, like she's still from Philadelphia. She just happens to now be surrounded by abundance and luxury.
From what I've read, and correct me if I'm wrong here, this show started because somebody came up with a trailer as an idea. Will Smith saw it eventually. It went viral. He loved it and made the show. Tell me if that's right or wrong, and then also, what's Will Smith's involvement in the show? Is he hands-on? Is he with you guys, or is he more of watching from, you know, letting you guys do your thing. How involved is he?
So the trailer was created by our director, Morgan Cooper. He funded it out of his own pockets just because he had this amazing vision. And honestly, everything that has followed from that, he already knew was going to happen. He's a very, very inspirational
Manifesting, masterful man.
Will caught on to the trailer before it like blew up actually. One of the first people to see it. Yeah.
He saw the trailer in the first 28 hours. That's before it hit 7 million. It was like just under 10,000 at that point.
And he knew it was something undeniable. So that's why we all get to be here today, is because of Morgan and his persistence with his own dreams and his vision for himself and the vision that he has for all of us. Everything that we bring to the table, it's like he already knew we were going to give that. He's such a creative mastermind in that way.
And Will Smith is such a genius Will Smith has wanted to do something with this property of Fresh Prince, but it never made sense, all the different iterations. And so for this to just come through YouTube in front of him, it says a lot about that, because this is Will Smith's baby. So for him to give us the check off on this means a lot to us.
Yeah. Him and his production company have been super hands-on, and I feel like you'll be able to tell that just through even the little details in our show. It's all so well thought out.
Do any of the original actors make appearances at all?
Well, if you watch every episode, you will find out.
Okay, sounds great. And I saw that it just was picked up for season 2. Do you know how long the plan is to keep the show going?
Well, the show, when Morgan Cooper came up with this trailer, and then he got with Will Smith for the first time in like Hollywood history practically. It rarely happens. The show was picked up for 2 seasons right off the bat.
All right. Well, guys, what I've seen so far, I love it, and I'm a huge fan of the original. So you guys, the portrayal and just what you guys have done to make something original but give credence to the original has been awesome so far. So I can't wait to see the rest. Thank you guys so much for being with us. Cassandra, Coco, really appreciate it. Twin Cities, check it out. It's called Bel-Air. It's on Peacock TV right now. Thanks, guys.